For letting me tune in, this is Coronado Ortega Harris. I don't know the global market majority stakeholder of all 10-year, 15-year, 30-year corporate, private, and public. And yes, a lot of people looking for Sharon Tate or something. Is it Sharon Tate? The lady told me today they seen him the other day, lady. And I asked him, he's like, yeah, Sharon Tate and the Tate, they still around there. Yeah. But I tell you, what made me think about him was, the son of man, ladies and gentlemen. Man's son. You know what I'm saying? You know what they did, ladies and gentlemen? You know what this fool did? Somebody went in there and messed with Charles' music. You know what I'm saying? They messed with it, you know what I'm saying? And they weren't supposed to, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the sad thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't happen for thousands of years, and they keep doing the same thing. Like, for instance, they always have a minister of music, right? You know what I'm saying? They always have had a minister of music. For every group of powerful people, including the royals and the pharaohs, right? They always had somebody that made music better than anybody. But for some reason, these folks keep doing the same thing. And they got this thing called, the first letter of the alphabet, A8. You know what I'm saying? But if you take it off, if you take the A off, it's Tate. You know what I'm saying? But if you put the A on, it's 8. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep, and you remember that the E is on the end of Tate, that means that E, the letter E, that E8. You know what I'm saying? But if that make any sense to you, ladies and gentlemen. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you back to the story. These folks went in there and they seen that Charles could make music. They started stealing it from him. And they said all they had to do was say he was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they can get away with his music. They say it ain't no doubt about it. You can go in there and corrupt the files and steal it. We can say anything about him because we can say he's a lunatic. You know what I'm saying? And we can go and make money off the music. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you the devastation that they experienced, even though they stole the music, even though they made some money, it was nothing compared to the thing that they experienced for the rest of their life, stealing that man's music, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you they've been devastated forever for playing with Charles, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't no coming back from it, ladies. I bet you if they can tell you, if they can just go put it back and be honest with that guy, that they'll be honest with him. You know what I mean? If they can return that man music to him instead of facing what they finna face or the thing that they faced back then, I bet you they'll take it back. I bet you even when they say they cast that man out of the sky and he came down here and showed them a thing or two, that they'll go back up there and say, okay, we're not jealous of him because of his music and because he cuter than everybody. We sorry. I bet you they'll change it. I bet you they'll go back and say they don't want to do it like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because the little money that they made is nothing compared to the devastation that they face and that they gonna face. It ain't nothing compared to. Because at the end of the day, the music still belongs to the producer of the music. It ain't nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is sit up there and loathe and try to enjoy it. You trying to enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? You trying to enjoy something that don't belong to you. And it's difficult. It's difficult, man. Because that man posse following you everywhere, man, letting you know they gonna get you. It ain't no doubt about it. You eating, you at the Waffle House, you at the Embassy Suite, you buying this, you buying that, but them folks right behind you telling you that they gonna get you, dog. And they gonna get you, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no doubt about it. You already know they gonna get you, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to tell you, lady. And